A few months ago, I got a text message out of the blue from a high school buddy of mine, Giancarlo, asking if I wanted to grab lunch. As we caught up, he shared how his life and work were going, mentioning that he was ready to take on more challenges and wanted to start traveling. After following me on social media for a while now, he saved up and decided to join my program, BBR. Since then, Giancarlo has achieved incredible results with travel hacking and the dropship MS model. Today, we're diving into his story to break down exactly what works for him, share actionable insights to help you achieve similar success, and stay tuned because I'm presenting him with a surprise that's worth $7,000. So let's get started. All right, Giancarlo, thank you for joining the call. So, how are you doing?
Doing good. Just got home from work. Um, Ready to dive into all the great things that we've been able to accomplish in the last couple of months.
Yeah, I told everyone, what you've achieved. We'll dive deeper into it, and I'm excited for everyone to hear your story. So, again, my friend right here is Giancarlo. We've been friends for a couple years now since high school, and I want to start off with the first question. Can you share a bit about where you were before joining BBR?
Okay, so I'll share a little bit of my story, my background. Um, I am an immigrant into the US. I come from the Dominican Republic. Coming into, from a middle class family, middle low class family, it wasn't the easiest growing up. Thankfully, we've had the opportunity to be here in this great country of the US and grow. After high school, like you said, that's where we met. I've been working nonstop to the point that even though we know each other for years, I stopped talking to everyone. I was just grinding,
Yeah.
working two jobs, 60 hours a week, and going to school full time. It was hard. It was difficult. I had no social life. I disappeared trying to win in life until I realized that that wasn't the way to do it. Um, in time, keeping up with we he discussed with me about this new method that he was creating on how to enjoy life more. And through our talks or discussions, him showing me what he's accomplished, I told him like, hey man, I want to get into this. It seems like something legit, something that it could be useful to me and my goals. Um, and that's when I was trying, like, hey dude, let's get to it. So far, it has been quite a ride. It's been scary for me. It was quite scary to come in and see what the reality of traveling, like enjoying life was, because I was always stuck from 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. or 7 a.m. to 11 p.m. working nonstop, and now being able to actually sit back, relax, do things on my computer real quick, and make what we're making and seeing the results of it, of things I've always wanted, things I've been trying to get to for years, and actually being able to get there now. It's quite a relief, to say the least.
Yeah, so I guess I've been in the same boat. It's like that feeling when you're close with a friend, but you never really text each other until like you come and meet each other and you're popping off, you're connecting. It's not like that connection that never went away. So I also
Mm-hmm.
went to college. I grinded my side business, and now it's like my main thing. I'm still taking classes as well, but you've seen me. I mainly posted on like Instagram, traveling and stuff like that, kind of enjoying life, kind of putting my journey out there for people to see. And then I'm glad you kind of connected with that. And yeah, this is where we're getting at. So, what kind of made you feel ready to start learning about what I'm doing, like travel hacking and the credit stuff? I know you've been into banking, you started as a beginner, but you took care of your credit when you first joined.
I would say so. Okay, what first got me into uh, reaching out about BBR was seeing your results. One of our shared best friends, the other Giancarlo number two, he has a lot of trust in you, and I always ask him like, hey, I want to reach out to we, but because we haven't talked in so long, I don't know if it's right. I don't want to seem like someone that just wants to reach out to him just because of what he's doing. No, I try to be a legit person, and once
Hmm.
he gave me like, dude, just reach out, and I did it. It was that's what motivated me like, okay, let's do this because you're someone that I've trusted for so long and someone that I've seen your results. And to an extent, I envied it. I was like, I want to do that. I want to get there too. So that my girlfriend kept telling me like, hey, if that's something you really want to do, just go for it. And after that, once we reached out, one of the first things she told me was, how, first off, after the friend talk, it was, how's your credit? Do you think you really want to do this? And I said, hey, I've been taking care of my credit the whole time that I was working before I got into the banking industry. I've been saving my money. I've been taking care of my credit. Only one credit card my whole life for
Mm-hmm.
4 or 5 years of the working, not really learning much about this industry, this world. But I always played it safe. Once we got this uh this venue started, you told me like, this is what we're gonna do. Walk me through the whole thing step by step. It was really an enjoyable experience to get started, especially for someone. Even though I'm in banking, because I'm in banking, I know the dangers of banking, and you made everything so easy to understand. So such like a white glove service, bringing me in, showing me everything, showing me what I should get, what I shouldn't get, how I should get it too. It was really good experience. And then learning about the benefits of getting points, getting travel hacking that I've been hearing for a while through my boss, through work, through internet, TikToks and Reels, all of that. You broke it down in a manner that was easy for anyone to understand.
So I know we sat down during that one time in Whole Foods eating lunch, and
Yeah.
you kind of told me like, dang, I wanted to travel, but I understand like, everything has its risk. If I take this chance, I won't regret it, And the worst thing that could happen is, the initial investment. So I was like, there's no way I'm gonna like disappoint this guy right here. And you have one credit card, but I was in your position before, essentially, like years back. And basically, like I was kind of scared of credit. I tried my best to research everything, but it was just tons of information that was overwhelming. And not only that, there's so many things you need to know, like the rewards, what to spend, how to spend it, stuff like that, and how to even pay off your credit card. So it's just tons of stuff you're gonna getting overwhelmed with. So I kind of get why you said you were kind of scared of the risk or scared of what you're gonna get into, because it's basically
Mhm.
uncharted territories. And I'm kind of glad I'm able to kind of get that out of the way initially, because before I had that feeling the entire time. I didn't know what I was doing, but I try my best to do research as much as I can and make educated actions. And yeah, that's where I got to here. But I'm happy I got to help you with that in a shorter period. So, before we move on to the next question, you said you wanted to travel, and I wanted to ask, like, what's your dream destination? Like, where do you want to go next? Is it Italy, maybe? We talked about that before.
Mhm. So recently, my family, they've been wanting to travel a lot, and I wanted to do it, and we have taught me the ways. You've taught me the ways to do this, and it was a lot of, my end goal was always Europe. That's been my end goal. It still is. Now, from what we were discussing not too long ago, my one of my best goals was Lake Como, which is in Italy. It's where one of the areas that they filmed Star Wars in, and I love Star Wars. So that place, the view, the lake, it's amazing. My girlfriend loves it, so I would love to take her there. Uh, or actually, I'm going to take her there now.
Yeah.
So it's that's my end goal, and thanks to what we've been working on, it's gonna happen.
Awesome. Like, I know Lake Como is a very popular spot. I even myself want to go there. I tried to plan that this summer, but I kind of couldn't squeeze it in because I was in Spain, Greece, Germany, all those countries. But Lake Como is definitely one of the top spot. So I'm glad you're able to see the potential, see the opportunity. Now, before joining BBR, I know you said you were into banking. I know you said you had a credit card before, and I know you said you wanted to travel, but did you know how to like use the credit and even know about travel hacking in a sense, or you just seen it in the works, or was that something that's like new? to you?
So I wouldn't consider myself a total beginner to the idea of using credit points, travel hacking, especially because my boss, he is into this world as well, and he's always talked to me and taught me about it since I'm a curious guy. I always ask, and from what I was seeing from you, I'm like, hey, is this how you do it too? And he was like, he was showing me what he did, but from what I have seen on both sides, the way that you're able to do it, it's much more, it's easier, it's more comprehensible, because especially for someone like me that I don't, he has a full family, I don't have that kind of spending. So to be able to meet the sign up bonuses with you have given me that opportunity to get there without having, to pull money out of my pocket that I don't have. So that would be one of the things that I would say I've learned the most. And then now that we're discussing it, since we got our goal was
Mhm.
actually travel hacking, actually using the points. Now I'm in the process of, or you're in the process of teaching me, and I'm in the process of learning how to transfer the points, how to use them to your advantage. And the value of that is, from what we've discussed, man, it's incredible. It's a lot of people when they think about it, they're like, oh, it's this much cash. Don't think of it as cash. Think of it as an experience.
Exactly. So I know we kind of got the hardest part out of the way, and that's making the points, generating the
Mm-hmm.
points. Because, you can spend however much you want, you can redeem this or that, but at the end of the day, when you hit zero, how can you get back up to 100,000, 200,000, maybe a million for like that one big trip for the year, maybe in summer if your job allows you that time? But, that's the hardest part, and you got that out of the way. The redeeming is instant, and I'll show you in a bit. I have a little surprise for you at the end of the interview. Okay, so you kind of said that your boss explained to you how travel hacking work and stuff already, and you said now we did it a little bit easier because what we do is kind of remote. So let's say how he explained it to you, what problems did you face when you're trying to figure out how to like maximize the credit or the rewards to achieve that travel hacking aspect?
So my biggest um issue with the way that he was doing is spending. I'm not in a position in which I have the spending to actually meet the sign up bonuses. So when he would talk about it, he would inside me like, hey, you just do this, it's this much. I'm like, I don't have that spending. With BBR, I've been able to get the spending and actually meet the bonuses in a day. Like I don't know if you remember the time that I text you like, hey, I got 60,000 on my card right now. Let's
Yeah.
bring it down. And that was a heart attack on me. That I've never been someone to spend that much money, and when I saw that, I jumped up. But obviously everything was fine, everything was figured out. But that very first experience, I think it will be unforgettable for sure. And the other thing that I was seeing that from what my boss was telling me is he had to do it between two people, always bouncing between him and his wife to really maximize the points, the spending, how to work around it. Meanwhile, the way we're doing it, you can do it yourself and it's
Yeah.
remote. So you don't have to necessarily have the spending, the monthly spending that he does. We could do it quicker and faster and remote from the house. Like we could do it as we're actually enjoying our points.
Exactly. So that's one of the biggest like thing in the travel hacking space is a lot of people have themselves and their significant other that does the same thing so that they can combine the points together. And I think there's good in that, but at the end of the day, I feel like that's kind of like mental gymnastic and you're having for you to do all that, it's something that's not sustainable, right? For you to have
Mm-hmm.
two people, multiple people in your family do it just so you can like scrape enough points together and travel hack, that's something that's totally not sustainable. So well, I've been doing this for a while, but when I first made this program for others, I wanted something that's sustainable, that one person can do it and not rely on anything, any other factors. So I'm happy you got into this and you can kind of handle it yourself and as well as, kind of give the benefits to your family, your close ones, your girlfriend, stuff like that as well. Now, I wanted to ask, we'll get to the $60,000 spend in a little bit, but what's something you thought was impossible before joining, but now kind of feels easy or second nature?
I to count a different story, I would say when we first opened the business credit card, I, I'm someone who, for me, spending $1,000 a month was kind of difficult because I live so
Mm.
frugally. So when I saw that limit, I was very, very nervous. Like, hey, can we really meet that level of spending in a month? And you were like, yeah, dude, we can do it in one day. So I was
Yeah.
like, I mean, but coming in brand new to this, to never having spent that much money to now, it's like, now you got to do this in 3 months or 2 months or even a month. It's like, it was scary. And not only scary, but I would have never been able to do that on my own. And thanks to BBR, I did it in 3 days.
Yeah, I remember clearly, like you were asking, yo, I have X amount. I don't remember the business goal spending target, but I was like, bro, just do this, spend it this much today, spend it this much tomorrow, and then you hit it within like 2 to 3 days. It was pretty easy and seamless. Most people they kind of like spread it over 3 months, but we're able to hit that right away, no issue. And then, I want to ask you like, would that be your first big win, or what would you say your first big win after applying what you learned in BBR?
I would say my first win was the first time I saw profit. Um, After doing the deals and seeing that, the paycheck is coming through, everything is working through, and I'm profitable. It's not just something that someone told me. I'm seeing the results. That was the first win, the first bigger win, because you stage it out. The first win, the first big win, and then the first experience. I feel like now the first big one would just stay with the business goal, getting that spending, now getting the points, and the first experience will be once I actually get there and actually send you the picture like, hey, dude, we made it.
Yeah. So, yeah, a lot of in this space, it's a zero-sum game, meaning like there's no gain in any party. Someone has to lose, someone has to win, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I'm glad you kind of mentioned that there's profitability in this. Like we have multiple strategies, we have point strategies, and we have also like income strategies. And most people would just do both, right? Because why not make extra $1,000, $2,000 a month, and you're getting a substantial amount of points each month, year over year, so that you can kind of funnel it into a really big vacation, or you can just spread it out like multiple trips a year and stuff like that. So that's something that's really cool to take in. Now, I wanted to ask, like, what's the biggest difference between where you were before joining and where you are now, like in terms of how you're feeling emotionally, what your knowledge is, how do you feel spiritually even? Like, what's the difference?
Okay, I'll start saying how I feel physically. Relieved would be the best word for it. Uh, you know, Especially nowadays where we're both people with a lot of drive and a lot of hunger to improve ourselves, especially from where we
Mhm.
come from. So being able to start seeing results, I feel relieved. I feel at peace now. Um, and at peace, and at the same time, I am hungrier to see more results to keep growing. Emotionally, like I said, I'm more relaxed, but I'm passionate. I feel happy. I feel like I can do anything almost. I'm able to. I actually just started to do the process to even get a new car, like something that I've been working for four years and I've never been able to do. So thanks to the process that we've been working on, I'm seeing and I feel the piece of improving in life, my lifestyle, my quality of life for barely any work. Like it's the amount
Mhm.
of work that we are doing. I'm not saying it's nothing, but when you see the reward, it is nothing.
Yeah. And, credit to you as well. You've been putting in a lot of work with your job, saving up as much as you can. And I want to congratulate you on your car. BBR is definitely not taking all the credit for it. It's definitely you putting in all that work, going through your job every day. But, BBR is one of those factors that enhances your life, that enhances your mindset and your experience. I know we just only hit that goal of seeing that it works, it's going to bring results, and doing that over and over again, you will eventually experience the reward because you have the points now. It's just a matter of when, right? When
Hmm.
am I going to start using this, right? So I'm glad it all kind of worked out for you. Now I wanted to ask, like, how does it feel now? I know you said you feel relieved, right? But now that you have your points, what's your first thoughts and when you realize you earned over 200,000 points and now you could kind of booked regular flights, even luxury flights, trips for free?
At first, it was shock because it was that realization of like, I can do anything. I can travel anywhere. I can go whatever for free,
Superman.
pretty much. So that
Yeah.
at first it was just taking that moment to realize I can do whatever I want, or relatively speaking. So I remember when we first got it, I just told my girlfriend like, we're going out, we're going out. We it was just now with everything. Again, it's a relief. It's a pleasure to do everything. Um, and to answer more directly, I would now, because I have the points. My first thing that we're doing it. We're doing we again with what we spoke. We're doing a little vacation to wet our feet to then go to the real trip, the
Yeah.
real experience.
You gotta soak all the moments in. Like, I remember my first feeling when I had my first business class flight. Like, I travel hacked before, domestically and then economy internationally. It just gave me so much like perspective. Like, I was like, yo, I could go to Europe right now. I could go to Paris. I could go to Asia, Japan, Hong Kong, like anywhere I want. And I've done that. I went to Taiwan. I went to Vietnam. I went to Japan, all of the places. So I can't wait for you to actually experience it because that's like my main goal. I want you to feel what I felt before and now like enjoy that as well. So definitely soak it all in. And now that leads me to a question like for someone who's thinking about joining BVR, how would you describe, you know, the results they could expect if they committed to the process?
Okay, I would say a quick walkthrough would be, if you are scared of joining BBR, I understand it. I was there not that long ago. But it's a real thing. It's legit. We have a team here and a community here that will be there to hold your hand if need be. They will help you through every step of the way, and they are great at it. They will at explaining what is going on and why it's going on. Like a lot of, from what I've seen, a lot of places they just tell you just do this, this, and this. No, here they actually teach you why they're doing the things they're doing, and we and his team has been a great help to that. Then if you're nervous throughout the process, they're also very available. Like he's almost a workaholic. He's one of the best guys I've met, and he has the greatest of teams working with him and helping him that are always available. They will, if you have any questions, the only time that he will not answer is if he's sleeping.
Yeah.
So he trust me in the manner of you are in good hands. You are in the hands of people that care, and I have seen that firsthand as he's taking care of me and thought of me and others, because I see it with the rest of the community too. Of, hey, let's calm down. If you don't feel comfortable with that spending, we can bring it down. We will do it to the point that you feel comfortable with, and I work themselves around you as a client joining BBR. So if you want to, if you're thinking about doing it, stop thinking, start acting, because you don't get results of just thoughts, you get results of actions. So for you guys who would be watching this and are thinking of doing it, go for it. You will see me in the community at all times as well, and I will do my best to receive you with open arms, just like we did for me.
Thank you so much for that answer, man. Like sometimes I don't know if it's like me growing up, my personality, like over explaining or something, but every time someone like kind of get into something new, especially when it's my responsibility to kind of like get them to understand, I always explain the why, like why we're doing this, right? Because most people when they join like a program, they just get taught do this, do that, do this, and get this result. But they never kind of understand why. Like I think the why is the most important part. That way, people are more comfortable with what they're doing rather than just going into it blindly. Um, but yeah, thank you for that. You know, if you kind of could go back to when you were on the fence about joining, what could you tell yourself now?
Like I said, just do it. Just
Just
do
do
it.
it.
Just do it, man. It's my biggest thing was, especially for a deal that we were preparing for, that I wasn't prepared enough to go better into it, and there was a lot of profit to be made at that time. So the sooner you start, the earlier you'll see your profit. For those who are looking for that, and for those who are looking for points, the more points you can get. So I would say for my previous self, if I were to see myself, then it's get started. For those of you who are on the fence, get started. You will not regret it.
Nice, awesome. And then if there's an explanation to a strategy that we use that you learned in BBR that you think everyone should know about, would that be like trying to knowing how to increase your spend without having the expenses that, a person would have? So like you before you joined, right?
Yes. So the like you said, the best thing that I as an individual have been able to accomplish is get meet those spendings that BBR allows you to get without having to put in your own money for it per se. You have that manufactured spending that will backs up, and you get paid back for it with a profit. That format that we have here in BBR, I would say maybe the biggest benefit for those who don't have spending, and for those who do, they actually teach you how to spend it even better and use the points to your benefit. So even if you think I still think it's worth putting in that effort and the money to get in the program, because you're guaranteed to earn profit. So there's no loss in there.
Yeah, I'm so glad you kind of mentioned that. Like for people who's been doing this, when they join, like they kind of actually get to learn like the strategies, the hidden strategies of knowing how to spend better and knowing how to earn more with what they're already used to. Because there's exclusive stuff that, it's not kind of exposed to like outside of whatever the community is, whatever the program is, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm glad you kind of mentioned that. But I have a gift for you.
Okay.
You've shown me that you have around 200,000 American Express points, and I took some time to look at some cool redemptions. Since you mentioned you wanting to, go to Italy, I found some flights from the US to Rome. It's not near Lake Como, but you can always take the train and enhance your experience there for around 70 USD and 49,500 points for the business class. So I wanted to show you this. Like I've shown you this a little bit before. I hope you can see it.
It's a little blurry, but I remember, yeah, you
I'll
from
pop
what
it up
we
in the video.
yeah,
But yeah, it's a flight from Chicago to Rome, 49,500 points. And yeah, $70. What are your
that's
thoughts about that? And it's a
that's
business
nothing.
class.
That's literally nothing, because for those of you who may not know, I there was a time in which my girlfriend's family went to Italy, to that same airport, and I was looking to try and join them. The flight were over $3,000, and I could not afford it. To see the same thing, because I was economy business class for
Yeah.
70, you can't ask for anything better than that. $70. That
Yeah.
that alone is over $2,900 difference, and that's points. That's a benefit of points. Instead of transfer them into money, you get more by traveling with them.
Exactly. Kind of to
Thank
put
you.
into perspective, yeah, the cash value of this flight is crazy. I want to show you. It's I'll tell you when I show you. But it's one way, kind of if you were to conservatively put a value on it, it's maybe worth 3 to 4K for that same exact flight, which is insane, right? And
Hmm.
the craziest part is you have enough to book this for 4 people, right? And I don't know if you can see this. It's kind of glaring, but it's worth $7,000, the same flight, one way to Rome on business class, right? But if we were to conservatively value it, maybe 3, 4K, but still, like it's making it a near experience of $30,000 in flights alone that you can take with 4 people. Like I think it's one of the most unique experiences anyone could have
Hmm.
in traveling in life, like seeing new stuff and enjoying all the luxuries of life. And that goes back to you saying like you wanted to kind of you wanted to enjoy life more, right? And
Hmm.
would you think this kind of hit that? What are your thoughts on that?
That's that was one of my main motivators coming into BBR, and that is one of my biggest accomplishments here. That I can see that my dream is becoming true. That I'm able to go out and enjoy life, and I'm not just stuck in one place, but I should get to experience life and have fun. Be able to travel with my friends that we've been planning to do for a little bit. So it's some people will call it a miracle, but it's not a miracle. It's just knowing how to work the points, work BBR, that it's an incredible thing, really. And that's why I keep saying and repeating myself with those of you who are on the fence, really just do it, because there's no regret behind it afterwards.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you. Now, to end with a final thing, like, do you have anything else to say to anyone or just yourself maybe in the future?
To my future self, nice seeing you. Hope you're even better than how I am now, and I know I will be. I see I'm continuously growing. Um, to those of you who are watching and who are in the fence, again, just do it. You are not gonna regret it, and it's one of those things that once you go in, you're never gonna want to leave. It's really a great experience to join the community, and I know we's working on some things to make it even better. And then to yourself, thank you again for giving me the opportunity to join your community, learn from you, and grow as an individual with you. So thank you again.
Thank you. I appreciate it. And thank you for taking that chance as well. By now, you've seen how Giancarlo has unlocked free travel and additional income through the strategies we teach inside of BBR. The best part is you can get started without any prior experiences or advanced knowledge of credit or travel hacking. I put out together a free training that breaks down the exact strategies we use to turn credit into a tool for free travel and profitable businesses. This is the same framework that helped Giancarlo earn over 200,000 points and create consistent monthly income, and it could work for you too. In this training, you'll discover how to start leveraging credit, even if you're brand new, how to maximize rewards for free travel without spending a fortune, and how to turn these strategies into a profitable business. If you're ready to transform how you travel and grow your finances, click the link below and join the free training. Now, it's completely free and packed with actionable insights to help you get started immediately. Giancarlo's story is proof that with the right strategies, guidance, and a little bit of action, anyone can achieve incredible results, whether it's earning free travel, building a profitable income stream, or taking control of your financial future. And it's not about where you're starting from, it's about where you want to go. And the tools and resources are here for you. Whether you're a total beginner or looking to take things to the next level, the possibilities are endless if you're willing to take that first step. Don't let hesitation hold you back. Start now, explore the free training, maybe join the program, and let us help you create your success story. As Giancarlo said, sometimes taking a risk is better than taking none at all. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you on the other side.